Alright, Module 2, Lesson 7. Okay, we're starting to look at sequencing transformations. So, is it possible to move a figure more than one time? And by that I mean, is it possible to translate a figure along one vector and then translate it along another? And the answer is yes. You can move a figure multiple times. So, our original figure in this diagram is P and the ellipse E, okay? And the second vector, the first vector is AB. So everything moves like this. Everything follows that vector and moves to the left. And then our second vector is BC, goes this way. So then everything comes here to these 2 points. So you can definitely move a figure more than once. You can use 2 vectors, 3 vectors, 18 vectors, how many ever vectors that you need. Now, we can talk about this 2 ways. Okay, so P prime can also be denoted as the transformation of something, and it could be the function of P. That means that it's moved once. Okay? That's the first move. Now, if we move it a second time, we're going to put prime prime. Okay? And it would be another function, and this time I'm going to make it G of P. Okay? So this is a translation of F would look like this, and a translation of G would look like this. Okay, but the main thing you need to know is when you move it the first time, it's 1 prime. When you move it the second time, you have 2 primes. Okay, and now we're just going to jump right in to your packet, and we're going to do these exploratory challenges together. We're going to start off here, and because there is no grid, okay, this is where you're going to use a sheet protector, okay, and it says translate angle ABC and segment ED along vector FG. Label them appropriately. So we're going to first move along this vector up here. And we're going to move the segment and the angle, okay? So you're going to trace both of them. Vector. Here's your segment, and then here's your angle. And the vector is going to the right. Okay, so all you're going to do is slide the vector you drew, the end of the vector you drew, to the tip of the vector, and it would look something like this. Okay, and when you do this, you're just going to take your paper and you're going to put it underneath, and you're going to trace it. Okay, so you want to make sure you line up your vector, okay, as best as you can, that it's a straight line. Then you're going to take your writing utensil and you're going to trace your original figure. So we have D prime and E prime. And then we're going to have C prime, B prime, and A prime. So that is moving with A. Okay, B says translate angle A prime, B prime, C prime, and segment E prime, D prime, which is this. These 2 that I already drew along vector HI. So now we're going to use these 2 that I drew and vector HI, which is right here. Okay? So we're going to again draw it. I'm going to leave those there because they're already drawn. Okay, I'm going to take away this vector and I'm going to add in this vector. Oh no, I'm not going to leave those. Okay, so I have this vector and the ones that I drew. And I'm just going to move to the tip of this vector, just like this. Go tell her she has to be in the classroom. She can't be in the hallway. Okay, you're going to move it down just like this. Then you would put it underneath your paper and you would trace it. Okay. So here we go. D prime prime, E prime prime. We're going to trace this one. Okay, so C prime prime, B prime prime, A prime prime. The first time you move it, it's 1 prime. The second time you move it, it's 2 primes. And then it says, how does the size of angle ABC compare to the size of angle A prime prime, B prime prime, C prime prime? So we're comparing this angle to this angle. And because this is a translation, and translations preserve angle measures, angle ABC and angle A prime prime, B prime prime, C prime prime are the same angle measures. Okay, now we're going to flip over the page and now we're going to look at it on a grid. Oh, no we're not. We're going to answer question D and E. How does a segment of a length of segment ED compared to the length of segment E prime prime, D prime prime? Okay, so we're looking at the original and the very new one. Okay, so these two compare, they are the same length. Okay, so over here, segment ED and segment E prime prime, D prime prime are the same length because translations preserve segment lengths. Why do you think what you observed in parts D and E were true? Translations always preserve angle measures and segment lengths, comma, even when you do more than one translation. Okay, so now number 2, translate triangle ABC along vector FG and then translate its image along vector JK. So we're first going to do FG, which is right here. I'm going to do this, I'm going to circle it because I'm going to draw it in pink. And then we're going to do a JK over here. Okay, you're more than welcome to do this with your sheet protector. Okay, if that helps you, let me show you how you would do that. Okay, you would draw this. You would trace your thing, your triangle, and then you would move it. Now, that is completely fine. It's not a big deal. Okay, that's how that goes. Okay, then you would put it underneath and you would trace it. And then you would also move it along this vector. But I'm going to show you how to do this without using the sheet protector, so it's a little bit easier for you. So on this vector, to go from F to G, because our tip is right here, we went up 1, 2, 3, and right 1, 2. So each one of these points are going to go up 3 and right 2. So A, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, A prime. B, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, B prime. C, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, C prime. And then you would just use a straight edge and connect your points. Okay, so once you've done this one, then you're going translate its image. So we're talking about this one. It wants to move A prime, B prime, C prime, triangle A prime, B prime, C prime, along vector. So it says translate its image. So we're going to take this and we're going to translate it along vector JK. Now for JK, to go from J to K, it's up 1, right 1, 2, 3. So up 1, right 3. So we're just going to count. Up 1, right 1, 2, 3. A prime prime. B, up 1, right 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. B prime prime. C, up 1, right 1, 2, 3. C prime prime. And then you'd use your straight edge again and connect them. Okay, so this one you translated triangle ABC along vector EFG and got A prime, B prime, C prime. Then you translate this image, the pink one, along vector JK and got A prime prime, B prime prime, C prime prime. And we're going to do the same thing again over here on number 3. Okay. We're going to translate figure A, B, C, D, E, F along vector GH, and then translate its image, the one we draw, along vector JI, and label each image. It's very, very important that you label the images correctly, because if you don't, you're not going to get it correct on a quiz or a test. Okay, so again, we're going to start off with GH, and that one is, stop talking, down 2. So all you're going to do is move each point down 2. So 1, 2, A prime, 1, 2, B prime, 1, 2, C prime, 1, 2, F prime, 1, 2, D prime, 1, 2, E prime. And then you use a straight edge and connect C is a little bit weird because it's not right on the grid, so you kind of have to make your best judgment, but it will be better to count it than to try to trace it with the sheet protector and move it. Okay, so now we're going to translate our image that we drew in pink along vector JI. So that's right here. So it's up 2, 1, 2, over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up 2, right 5. So here we go. Up to 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. D prime prime. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. E prime prime. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. C, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, C prime prime, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, B prime prime, A, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A prime prime. And then you use your straight edge. Connect your dots. Oop. And then there's your final image. And I'm going to kind of darken that so you guys can see. The teal color is your final image there for number 3. Number 4. Okay, so there's no grid. And when there's not a grid, you got to go back to the transparent or the sheet protector. Alright, so it says translate circle A and ellipse E. This is called an ellipse along vector AB. So we're going to use this vector up here that goes straight up first. And because of the way this does it, I'm going to move this way over here. Okay, so when we move it along the vector, we're just going to the tip of the vector. We're just going to move it straight up. Everyone good with that? Straight up. Then you put it underneath. You line it up, and you draw your shapes. Original one, I'm going to draw it in pink. I have to keep moving around so I can see it. And then I got the ellipse over here. Okay, so this was A, so this is A prime, this is ellipse E, so this is E prime. Okay, everybody good there? Then B says translate circle A prime and ellipse E prime along vector CD. Well, I already have them drawn right here. Okay, I'm just going to erase this and now draw in this vector. So now they're all going to move from here this direction. Okay, so then we put it back underneath. Line them up and draw them a second time. E prime prime, second time I moved it. A prime prime, second time I moved it. And then question C asks, did the shape or size of either figure change after performing the sequence of translations? The shape and size did not change, comma, because translations are a rigid motion. And that means the shape does not change. Okay, so to have a sequence of translations, you're going to have 2 or more vectors. So we have 2 vectors here. That's why we were able to move it twice and get 2 different figures. Here's an example. Okay, we took this funny shape and translated along vector A, B, and got D prime. Now, if we take the D prime and translate it again, but go along vector BA, okay, so now we're going to the left, we move it back to the original position, but we rename it D prime prime. That's what that says, D prime prime. So this is D prime, and this is D prime prime, because it's the second time we moved it. So we can move it back onto itself, but we have to make sure that the vectors show us how to do that. Now, I would like you to try questions 5, 6 on your own, and then show me your answers when you're finished.